Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. We are here live at the Evisys headquarters in Vancouver, Washington. And today we're talking all about the number one best way to reduce your processing fees. My name is Shauna Mesher, Director of Sales and Marketing, and this is Steve Resigno, Chief Revenue Officer. We're so excited to chat with you guys today. The topic that we're going to be chatting about is really all around ACH. And you're probably wondering what ACH is, what it stands for. I know that's always my question is, what does that acronym stand for? There's so many darn acronyms all over the place. ACH is an automated clearinghouse. Essentially, it's just an electronic way to move money from one bank to another. You can really think about it like a digital check. So just giving you a little bit of background on what it is, what we're going to be talking about for context. Steve, I'm so excited that you're the one joining us today because you're brilliant at business processes. Can you, for the audience that doesn't know you, I know there's probably not many people out there that don't know you. What have you done in the past? What's your history? And then we'll talk a little bit about kind of the benefits to the dealer on ACH and all of that.
Yeah. Happy to be here. I spent 20 plus years running a hot tub company, a little bit of pools here and there. We did a lot of maintenance contracts with our customers on the service side. We did a ton of like auto ships and that sort of thing. So ACH to me, I would have loved to have been able to use it back in the day because we had a ton of maintenance and auto ship contracts, as I mentioned, and we tried to get, we'd put credit card on file for all these people, right? So then you're paying your regular credit card fees. You're also paying, in a lot of cases, the not present fee because you're using that card on file versus swiping or tapping the card, right? So needless to say, in our company, it was a huge line item at the end of the year, these merchant processing fees. So one of the big game changers for me about ACH from a business perspective is the rate. It's less than 1%.
Wow.
So if I would have taken my income statement at the end of the year and seen this huge number and know that if I could transition these customers over to ACH versus the credit card, I could save up to 4% on that expense line on my G&O, which would have been a big saving. So while I always priced in kind of a credit card fee into the price of a big ticket item, I always had that option to be able to play with the number a little bit more and still keep my margins, which was hugely important. And then the other thing is we have these people on like yearly contracts. So I would have really incentivized my customers to sign up for ACH, like get an extra percentage off, a one-time incentive, or even on buying a big ticket item, many benefits there for the company. Because you've got that payment already there, it's already locked in. It makes it easy for the customer, easy for the company, and saves a ton of admin time because every month I had to have someone sit down and go through every credit card that was either expired or about to expire or didn't run. And with ACH, that would alleviate all that.
Yeah.
But I know, Shauna, you and I worked together for about a decade in that business. And you spent a lot of time on that sales floor. So I'd be interested to hear how can the ACH really benefit the customer or the end user?
Yeah, totally. So I think at the end of the day, ACH is really cool. And there's a lot of obvious benefits to the dealer or the business owner, right? Your rate is less than 1%. It's really inexpensive. You know, those transactions are going to go through. You don't ever have to update expiration dates, all of those things. But it doesn't work unless you get your end customers to buy into it, right? If people don't use it, it doesn't save you anything. And so I've thought a lot about how I would use ACH if I had that opportunity. And there's a lot of different ways, but I think the biggest way that I would encourage employees to motivate their customers to use ACH is, we'll just go down the big ticket route for a second, because I know most of you guys on the line, you sell some sort of big ticket item. And there's a couple of ways here. Oftentimes, people would be buying a big ticket item and they ask the question, is there a cash discount? And the answer usually is, no, the price is the price. It is what it is, because we've worked in credit card, processing fees into the bottom line. But But the answer could be yes. The answer could be we offer a really cool discount if you use ACH, give you a few $100s off here. Super easy to add that payment on file, take the deposit today. And then what's really incredible, I think, about ACH at the end of the day is that bank account info is added onto their file. And I would say, Mr. Customer, what's really cool about this is we'll take your deposit via ACH today, and then I'm going to text you about a week before this big ticket item, hot tub or pool, delivers and just ask you if it's okay to run the final balance. You can just text me back, say yes, give me the thumbs up, and I will run that ACH payment. It will just come right out of your bank account. Super simple. And then we're looking at like a $10,000 or $20,000 purchase with the less than 1% fee, and it's on file. And then even going a step further, it just gets better. That hot tub or pool is delivered into that customer's backyard, and then they need repair. They need, more cartridges. They need chlorine. They're going to definitely get onto an auto ship or a water care maintenance plan. And that ACH is on file. So they don't ever have to add any other form of payment on file. We're just using that bank account information. And so it's just a really smooth transition. It's one-time effort, and then you're good to go. You can do some really fun, like internal competitions between your salespeople or your employees. Whoever gets the most ACH on file, get you lunch or whatever motivates your people. But there's just some really cool things you can do to motivate that end customer to get enrolled in ACH. And again, it's a one-time thing. They do it and it's done. It's on file, and your business can use it going forward. So did I hit everything?
Yeah, no, great point. I really love, even going back to a business aspect, you hit on it, is we used to, whenever we'd introduce a program or something like that in our business, we'd always run like a spiff contest.
Yeah.
And it really got it going. And then it kind of wanes because they forget about it. It's not top of mind.
Yeah.
And then you just fire it back up again. So we found that to be really successful. So I love that.
Yeah,
idea.
That's awesome. That's great. So we're going to show you guys, everybody on the line today, 4 different ways to either add ACH, use ACH, or update ACH. So we're going to jump to the demo part of today's conversation and just kind of walk you through the steps and how it works in Lou. So we're going to pull up our Lou dashboard here, and we're going to start going through the process. So the first thing we're going to demo is we are going to demo taking a payment for somebody who already has ACH on file. I'll just show you how quick and simple it is. So we're going to go to Judy Arnold here, first customer, and we're going to go to her invoices, and we're going to find the invoice that she needs to pay for. So from here, we're going to enter a $500 payment onto her account, and we're going to hit payment on file because, like I said, she already has ACH on file. So on the drop down here, Judy has, she added a few cards on file before we launched ACH, but now she's got ACH on file. That's her default. That's what she wants to use today. So we're going to click on that, and we're just going to create that payment here. It's going to ask you if you're sure. Yes, I am sure. And then it's going to make sure, like, are you sure? These are the last 4 of her card. Yes, I'm sure. We want to make sure that we're, picking the right thing here. And once that loads through, I'm going to point out something to you guys. That was quick. That's it. Payment's taken. We're done. At the top, there's the outcome box. This is really important for ACH. So I want all of you, business owners out there to just listen up, pay attention here. You'll notice that it says unsettled. You need to know that ACH takes a few days to clear, right? We're electronically moving money from one bank to another. So it's really important that it takes usually 3 to 5 days or so for it to settle. So you don't want to deliver those goods, the day that you take the ACH payment. You want to wait a few days, which is why the scenario that I walked you through really works. At the top, you can click on the ACH clearing search. And this brings you to a dashboard of all of your unsettled and settled transactions. So you can go back in here before you deliver or you do perform the service. Just make sure it's settled through a few days later and you're good to go. The next thing that we're going to talk about, we're going to go back home and we are going to walk you through a customer adding ACH and making a first-time payment with that. So for Susan, she's new. She doesn't have ACH on file yet, but she wants to buy something, put ACH on file, and then use that ACH to make the payment. So we're going to go through and we're going to click on, we're going to enter in the payment amount, let's say $500 today, just to keep it consistent. And we're going to click on that ACH button. This is going to allow us to add ACH here. So we're going to click on create. And it's going to say, oh, you don't have ACH on file yet. So we need to add some information here. And Susan, I'm just going to give you a really quick tip on this. Most people don't carry checks. I don't know if we're all living in that world of people not carrying their checkbooks around often anymore. So if you ever run into somebody and they're like, I don't know my bank account info, I don't have a check with me. It's super accessible via their bank account information. And oftentimes it's not on their app. They need to just go to the web browser version of their bank account. So usbank.com or chase.com, whatever they bank with, and you can view it that way on the quote unquote desktop version. So everybody can access this information from their phone. They don't need to wait till later. So if you have any hurdles or objections, like, oh, I don't have that info, I'll do it later, you can kind of push back a little bit and say, actually, let me help you. Let me walk you through it. It's super easy. So Susan's bank account info is here. We're going to check that box at the top that says keep account information on file for future transactions. Obviously, we're asking Susan, are you okay if we add this onto your file? We can use it later and you can opt in for that. And we're going to authorize that. It gives you that alert that we talked about earlier that it takes a few days to clear. And we're just going to confirm that this is the right bank account info. So once that's loaded, then we could take a payment if we wanted to do so. All good. So from here, we're going to move into kind of the customer portal section. This is, I got to say, I don't like to put favorites on things, but this is one of my favorite ways to use ACH is through the customer portal. It puts the onus on the customer, and it also allows them to do things on their own terms. I think everybody in this era wants to be in control, especially when it comes to their finances and money. So for this, we are going to make a payment. Judy has a balance due for us, and she needs to go in and make a payment before we perform the next service. So you have a few options. You can card payment and ACH payment would be adding those types of payments on file. If Judy didn't have those things on file, she'd check one of those boxes, but she knows that she already has payments on file. She's a regular customer of ours, so she's going to check ACH, and we're just going to continue on. She's going to hit confirm. Payment successful. So Judy, we're talking about Judy again. Judy knows that payment was successful. She's good, and we're going to perform our next service. And then the last thing on the customer portal we want to show all of you listeners is how to manage payments on file, right? So if we just click on the payments on file button, we can add a card, we can add bank account information, or we can change things here. So there's her bank account and then 2 cards. She can update it, delete it, or change her default payment method. Lots of different things we can do here. So those are the 4 ways you can add, take payment, and manage ACH on file. I think I'm going to just take a second here and pass it over to our panelists to see if we have any questions.
So we do have some questions. The first one is, when will ACH be live?
Oh, good question. It is live. ACH is live. This is our kind of launch party, if you will. We've been slowly rolling it out to a beta test group just to make sure that it's super, super solid. And it is. We're feeling really good about it. So if you are a active Lou client and you would like to introduce ACH as an opportunity for you, you can email EFS at evasys.com, and one of the gals over there will be really swift and help you get all set up on ACH. There's just a couple steps we have to go through, and we'll get it taken care of for you. And if you're not live on Lou, when you do sign up for Lou, there will be the opportunity to opt into ACH. So it'll be really simple part of your merchant application process. Great question. What else?
Another question is, it's kind of a two-part question. We've had a couple different people ask this, so I'll combine it. The first part is ACH secure for my customers. The second part would be, how do you deal with customers who are not comfortable giving you their bank information?
Ooh, that's a really good question. So on the line, we have Jennifer, who is our EFS champion manager, best person ever. Jennifer, would you mind taking the security part of that question, and then I can take the hurdle part of that question?
Yeah, you bet. So you can just, reassure your customers that their bank account information is stored securely in our system via encryption. So there's not any way for you to reveal that or any reason why they should be concerned about security.
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think that's exactly what I would say. I mean, Jennifer said it in about 2 sentences, that it is absolutely secure. It's encrypted. There's no visible number. So there really is no risk to anything happening. They can be assured that we're PCI compliant and all of the rest of it.
Another question. Let's see, there's 3 more questions so far. Is ACH available for legacy?
Oh, good question. It's not yet. It is a LU specific thing. There are some limitations in legacy that don't allow us to use ACH there. So it is LU specific. That's a good question.
And then 2 more questions specific to how ACH works. The first is, can you force a settlement?
Ooh. Jennifer, can I pop that to you?
You betcha. So there's not a way to force a settlement in the software itself, but settlement is set up at the account level, and it happens every single day.
And then the final question so far is, what monthly fees may be associated with ACH?
Yeah, I'm going to let Jennifer answer that question because I'm sure she's going to be way more eloquent than I would be.
No worries. There aren't any monthly fees associated with ACH, but there is a quarterly compliance fee.
Great, perfect. And then as we said earlier, I mean, ACH as in general, your fees are less than 1%, just to give you kind of comparison to what a credit card processing fee would be. So great questions, everybody. Thanks for all of that. If there are any more questions, please feel free. You can always email in. You can chat with your account manager if you're live. If you're not live, you can always email efs@evasys.com. Though the people in that office are absolutely incredible. They're brilliant. This is what they live and breathe, is financial services. And what's really cool about Evasys as a company is that it's in-house. You're not calling overseas. You're talking to somebody in Vancouver, Washington, who knows your business, who's really close to your business, and we're just here to help you. So if you do have any questions, please email them or chat with your account manager, and anybody here is more than happy to help. And if you want to get live on ACH again, those will be the gals that you'll work with to get live on ACH. And if you're signing up for LU, just opt in to ACH when that time comes. Steve, any final parting words?
No, I mean, I think you did a great job explaining it, demonstrating it, and I would have loved to have been able to have it as well. But,
yeah.
So thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Great information. Please join us for next month's webinar. We are going to be talking all about conquering peak season. So whether it is your peak season or not, we're going to give you some really tangible, cool tools to just dominate your peak season. And that is on June 5th. 2024. So thank you guys so much for joining. We really appreciate it. Again, Jennifer and Shannon, thank you for rocking the panel and all of the questions that came through. We really appreciate it, and have a great day, you guys. Thanks.